Welcome to One Belly Wednesday. This week, what we're going to be talking about is a little bit longer conversation. We're going to be showing in our One Belly Wednesday this week a bit of a preview, but our longer form of this is going to be something that we're going to be sharing with our bigger community, where we're going to sit and talk a little bit about our first trimester journey. It's something that a lot of parents don't really get the opportunity to talk about, because one of the things that I always even say in my own practice is that we throw a party at 12 weeks because most miscarriages will happen before 12 weeks. And so it seems like it's one of those things that when you find out the joy of, hey, look, we're expecting, a lot of people have a tendency to keep that close to the vest. And one of the things that Dr. Danielle and I decided when we found out that we were expecting, that we wanted to do was be more vocal about our first trimester. And we've had some circumstances that haven't really let us do that. And so we want to take this opportunity to kind of go back through some of our feelings, some of the ways that fears or happiness, all the whole gamut of the journey that is what the first trimester is, and also maybe give some of you guys some resources and some understanding from another couple that can empathize with where you're at with that journey. And so I think the first thing to talk about is basically what our preparation was. Mm-hmm. We talk about how pregnancy and fertility is a byproduct of health. It's Dr. Marcia Schaefer's quote, and it's something. The protocols that we use in our office has been something I just do in my life anyway. But you started up with that what?
It was right after our seminar, so second week in February.
Okay.
When the products came in.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so by the time that we found out we were expecting, again, it was a happy surprise. It wasn't necessarily something that we'd planned for later.
Right.
But when we did find out, right? I mean, you showed me 5 pregnancy tests.
So many. Yes. Yeah. A bunch of them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those things too, right? Like you wake up. Because you're an early riser, and you're like,
right, and especially early at the time that I was waking up. So 4:33 was the time I was up most every morning, and this morning I was up a little after 3:30. So yeah, I think the first test that I took was at 3:37. I had written down and taken a picture of it, like that looks like a faint line on there, and I wasn't necessarily late in my cycle yet. Too, it was just kind of that feeling. I don't know if any of you have had that. I'm just going to do this out of a curiosity thing. Just had a few tests laying around. So I would say to ease my mind, but it wouldn't have been bad either way.
Yeah.
It was just a surprise that when I took the test, there was a faint line there.
Mm-hmm.
So I took another. There. I waited patiently the painstaking 3.5 hours until the stores opened so I could go get even more tests. Yeah, right when they opened.
Remember when you showed them to me? You said, "Is this a line?" And I go, "Yeah, it was."
That is a line.
Yeah. And then even we had a seminar together. I drove up to Daytona to take the Webster class. We've taken that multiple times, but we wanted to do that together and have a conversation. This is our first actual conversation because Danielle is living in South Carolina and I'm down here in Florida. And to say, so how are we with this, right?
Yeah, right.
And looking at those lines getting darker and darker and darker.
Yeah,
every
right.
successive test.
Right.
Yep, still pregnant.
Yeah.
This is even more pregnant. Really pregnant. Right.
Again, this one says the word pregnant.
Yeah.
So this one, it's not even just the line.
Yeah.
So how do we adapt to it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.